go ahead and start with the sign-in process. And there are 3 different ways that a user can connect to Regroup. They can, one, create their own username and password. Not many people do this. There's enough to remember as it is. The second option is we can plug right into a school's LDAP, so for the single sign-in authentication. Depending on what information is kept in the school's Active Directory, we can even create and automatically populate groups as well. The third option is going to be Facebook Connect. Martha spoke to the explosion in social media use. I think a lot of information is going to change for students as they're students and as they become alums. For the foreseeable future, what's not going to change are their social media habits. So naturally, students, undergrads, and grads alike are gravitating towards this option. You're going to see over here in another tab that I'm actually already logged in to Facebook. So I'm going to click on the Facebook Connect icon, and that's going to recognize I'm logged in and pull me in automatically. So I'm going to walk you through the setup here, and then we'll jump right into it. This is the user dashboard. The setup is very basic. Our emphasis is on simplicity. So on the left-hand side, on the left-hand navigation, the user, the student, the alum, the prospective student is going to see all of the groups to which they belong. In the center, they're going to see the most recent updates from all of those groups. And you'll see I'm plugged into actual groups. So I'm plugged into Schenectady County Community College All Students Group. I'm plugged into 09 New Students. Restart Club is a great club over at Schenectady that's been using Regroup and using it well. It's an organization for adults who are jumping back into their education. And then we have Student to Career. This is a great way, and I'll dive into it in a bit, but this is a great way to connect your alumni community with your existing students. This Career Services over at Schenectady created a group, and they populated it with students who are interested in jumping into their job search and interested in sharpening their edge as they go out there and start looking to start their careers. What they have done that's, I think, really unique is they've pulled in a group of alums who are active, who are interested, and who are engaged, and are fully willing to engage these students and help them navigate that process. So it's just been perfect. I mean, it's been a great way to use Regroup. It's what we envisioned. So that is the setup. That is the layout of the user dashboard. We also provide schools the ability to fully brand and embed their Regroup network page on their site or on their portal. Some schools have even chosen not to call it Regroup. Frostburg State University in Maryland, in the University System of Maryland, is actually going to brand it Frostburg Groups, powered by Regroup. Fine. They use a portal system. They're going to build a tab, and it's going to be easily accessible just like the page I'm going to show you now. And so this is a representation of a little school you all may have heard of. This is how Schenectady plugged in their network page. It's completely branded. It is embedded right on their site, so it's that easy point of entry for their students, for their alums, for their admitted students. And again, that emphasis being on simplicity, you'll see that we only have 2 tabs. The Groups tab is going to give a listing of every group recognized and associated with the school. So that student, that alum, that admitted student, that faculty member is not going to have to go through 10 pages of Yahoo, Google, or Facebook group results in order to find a group that's truly connected to the school. If you do a search for the school, for your schools, on any of those platforms I just mentioned, you're going to find pages of results. Some of them official, some of them not official. And the problem with social media, from a school's administrative perspective, is that it can just get unwieldy. You can run into, when you have students out there creating, groups around your school and talking about your school, you can run into issues of, brand management, misrepresentation. So this is a way to pull everything under one umbrella so it's easy for everyone to find and so they know it is associated with your school. And so that's the Groups tab. The Topics tab is going to give a listing of the most recent topics from all of those groups, with the most recent topics populating to the top. You'll see here that Schenectady is actually plugged into, they have their Regroup plugged into their centralized Facebook feed. They have it plugged into their centralized Twitter feed. There's also an RSS option. And I'll show you how that renders in just a moment. So that is how a branded page looks like. To give you another idea, some schools are just diving into their social media initiatives for the first time. They're just getting their feet wet. A good example is New Mexico Highlands. One of our schools out in the New Mexico system, we just finalized with the New Mexico State system, and they are just in the process of implementing. Their emphasis has been on alumni affairs. And so here on the front page, and they are so new to social media, they just started setting up their social media preference area. They've got a Facebook, Twitter, Regroup, and YouTube. I'll take you over to Regroup and give you another idea of how it can be embedded. So this is completely branded to their site. They've got a picture of their current students, and again, the layout is very similar. And so I'm going to take you back to Regroup, and we're going to do two things. We're going to create a group together, and then we're going to post a topic to that group, and that's going to cover the broadcast functionality that I think you all are going to be very interested in seeing. So we're going to start with the Create a Group tab button. And we're going to go ahead and choose the network to which we want to post. Now we have, prior to this meeting, we created a network for this meeting, for the CCSAO group. After this meeting, every member will be added automatically. You'll receive an email with a temporary password. So highly encourage you to jump right in. You're going to be just as much a member as anyone at Schenectady. So dive in, create groups, engage with your colleagues, discuss the meeting, and just give it a try. We have that set up. In addition, you'll see here that I have access to a couple of networks, and some of the discussions we've been having with Martha have been about creating a system-wide network, that would allow different schools, students from different schools, administrators, faculty to communicate with others in the SUNY system as well on the Regroup platform. And so you'll see here that I have, this is a pretty good representation of it. I do belong to the Schenectady County Community College. I also belong to the SUNY Community Colleges. And we're going to go ahead and create on that network. We're going to give it a name. Today's the 30th already, I can't believe it. And we're going to choose a category. We'll just go ahead, we have pretty standard categories to choose from. They can be customized per school. So we'll go ahead and make it general for now. I want to walk you through the different group types and kind of talk about how those group types can be used practically. An open discussion is completely open-ended, completely multi-directional discussion. Everyone who's a member of that group has the ability to respond to everyone else in that group. That's a great way, especially in a small and a medium-sized group environment, to get a vibrant discussion going. It's a good way to brainstorm, and it's an awesome way to get candid feedback. If you really want to know, what they think about Starbucks versus Seattle's Best, this is a good way to find out. They will tell you. Announcements only. This is usually used by administrators like yourselves, whether school administrators or group administrators for student-based club or organization. It is a one-way street of communication. If you are a recipient, you won't have the ability to respond. And it is, practical application would be in the University System of Maryland, where one of our schools was actually able to replace a very expensive standalone SMS alert platform with Regroup. We use the exact same SMS technology, but we offer, and as you'll see later in the demo, we offer many more options. And aside from that being a shameless plug, that is a way that you could practically use an announcement-only group. So, the last option is moderated. Essentially the same thing as an open discussion, going to require that the group administrator approve any new topics as they come in. And so we are going to make this an open discussion. We're going to go ahead and keep it public. If it's marked as private, it'll still be visible on the group, on the network page. You just won't be able to peer into it if you are not a member. So we're going to keep this public, and we're going to give this a description. And that can be changed later. You can upload a custom photo or logo that corresponds to that group. And at the very bottom, you're going to see there's some Facebook options and Twitter options. We are going to go ahead, we are going to announce this over a Facebook page. We're going to announce this over my personal Facebook profile. And I'm going to go ahead and create the group here. And that'll take just a second to talk to Twitter and talk to Facebook. All right, so we've successfully created this group. Let me walk you through kind of the setup and the layout of the group page before we populate it with content.